joining us also is Nayan Parikh, an educationist. Mr. Parikh, thanks very much for speaking to us. When everyone is returning to pre-pandemic mode, why do you think 40% of the classes of each course, according to the UGC, should be allowed to be held online?
I have three reasons as to why this makes sense, to me at least. And one is that COVID is not over. I think we keep believing that COVID is over, but in Ahmedabad, we have, I think, of last 100 years, highest cases today. Mumbai is at risk at times. We know from Mumbai to Beijing that COVID, when we consider it's over, just comes back in some or the other form. That is one. Second, it is easy for students to attend these classes online, and people don't have to necessarily travel. And the time and cost that you save, and we know how much petrol and diesel is expensive these days, especially because of Russia-Ukraine war. And energy conservation is important, and I feel it would be a good idea for us to save the energy if we encourage students to attend these classes. And let me also remind all of us that if I saw the notification correct, it says that up to 40% would be allowed. It doesn't say that you have to do minimum 40%. It says that we would encourage and allow up to 40%. And that is there, not a compulsion. It is a suggestion. And I feel with MOOC and Swayam as a...
Yes, it's up to 40%.
Up to 40% it is allowed. And it is allowed. It is not prescribed as compulsory that you have to do minimum 40%. So I think the more and more we move towards 40%, UGC and Ministry of Education, I think, would prefer that. And I feel that that's a good idea. I was also talking to one of my professor friends at IIM Ahmedabad, who was telling me that once he started using this online...
All right, let me take a response from Dr. All right, Mr. Parikh, one final question to you. You heard the practical problems being highlighted by Dr. Jagtiani. What do you have to say of that? And you spoke of China. You know, the China zero COVID policy has come in for much criticism. You can't go back to those lockdowns. These students are all, I presume they are vaccinated because vaccines are open for them. Why do you think we have to go back to that online mode when Dr. Jagtiani says most of the students want it online? And you know, with teachers now raising such concerns, do you think a middle path should be found in consultation with the teachers and the UGC?
No, I agree. And I agree with Neha in saying that this is the best solution to have students there. But within the situation today, I think, and we are not saying 100% online. UGC is saying up to 40% you are allowed to do online. So maybe somebody would do up to 20%, somebody would do up to 30%. But idea would be that let us continue with hybrid education for a while. And though we know that China's policy was not liked by people, that is a compulsion which we might face in the world from time to time. And it is good for us to be familiar with the technology, for students also to find out as to how they learn. Any change would be resisted. And I feel that students would anyway prefer, and everybody would prefer, physical kind of learning, because that is a better way of learning. But given a situation, I feel up to 40% is a good way for us to be reminded that it is for us to embrace this technology. It is for us to find out as to how the students and teachers both are aligned to teaching and learning online. And up to 40%, I think, is a good suggestion. I was also talking to one of my friends who is teaching at IIM Ahmedabad, and he told me that now that he has started using the technology, he feels that at times it is better than physical because he can divide the classes into 4. He can encourage group discussions. He can have some group discussing something else. Other group is kind of debating it. So if the moment you get hang of it, this technology can also offer you learning possibilities which would not be available physically.
All right. Access to technology is also a big question that unfortunately we don't have time to address, but you can see the divide right there on the panel. Well, the solution to bridge the divide, as the campuses are known for, is through debate and dialogue. Hope that happens between the UGC and the teachers. Thanks very much, Dr. Jagtiani and Mr. Parikh, for joining us and giving us your views on this story.